Hello, my name is Guillaume and I am speaking from the United Nations University Institute for Water, Environment and Health, and this is the module about entering data in the SDG PSS. So, how do you get data from your tools into the system? I'm on the components page right now. Let's go to the capacity component. As you know, when you click on a particular component, you always land on the resources element. However, you can take a look at the buttons across the top, which can take you to different elements under the capacity component. Before showing you how to enter the data in the questionnaires, I am going to briefly explain how the questionnaires were built out of existing international tools and frameworks. For this, let's take a look at the resources element. As you know, this element lists all the existing tools and frameworks that were used to build the questionnaire for the capacity component. In the first column, you see the name of the tool or framework that was used to build the questionnaire. Let's go to this column here. So, as you can see, there's a no and a yes. Only the questions that are indicated as a yes were used to build the questionnaire. Now, if you click on the button that reads Questionnaire, it will take you to the questionnaire element of the capacity component. As you know, the SDG PSS aims to produce evidence at indicator level. So the questions repeat for each indicator. This means that the system is quite complex in its design. And although we hope that it's user-friendly, answering to the questionnaire for each component of the system may take a lot of time and require the work from different professionals. If you are working on a national team, several members of the team will be able to work on the same component at the same time. Yet, the questions are relatively simple to answer. Most of the questions are answered by clicking on the buttons. And we have tried to make the answers as standard as possible so that there will be little confusion. Now, this is very important. Whenever you enter data in the questionnaire, you can use the feature Save at the bottom of the page. We understand that users will not be able to answer all the questionnaire at once, so you can save the answers and come back to continue working on the questionnaire later. Whenever you click on the button Save, a message will appear at the top of the page to confirm that the questionnaire has been saved. Now that we know how to answer the questionnaire, let's go to the next element. You can click on the button Data. Now, although you can change the answers in the questionnaire, you cannot change the data in this page. This page is an overview of all the data that you have entered in the questionnaire. You can look through all the data, you can check for some patterns, and you can discuss things in detail. Now, let's briefly discuss the key learnings of this module. First, let's go back to resources. Now, you can see which indicators have not been used in the SDG PSS and which one have been used. Then you have the questionnaire. Here you enter all the data in the system. And finally, you have data, where you can see all the data you have entered. For any of these components, you simply do the same thing. You enter the data and the questionnaire will come up. Let's, for example, choose policy and institutional. As you can see, we have buttons for resources, questionnaire, and data. Let's click on the questionnaire for the component policy and institutional. Sometimes there will be questions that require you to type an answer. For example, for the first question here, you need to answer about the lead ministry or institution for each indicator of SDG 6. And when an answer is required, you can type here directly. Now we know how to enter the data. If you would like to know more about how the SDG PSS reports this data, please go to the next module. You can always use the user guide to learn more about how the SDG PSS works. Or you can join the discussion forum in the website. Please share your questions and comments.